I came in meeting a big, strong bully that knocks everybody out, that everybody's afraid of. England can't produce nothing to beat George Foreman. Africa can't produce nothing to beat George Foreman. Japan, China, no country but old Muhammad Ali.
On October 30th, 1974, the world came to a stop as two giants of boxing prepared to face off in one of the most anticipated fights in sports history. Muhammad Ali and George Foreman squared off in Kinshasa, Zaire, in a spectacle aptly called the Rumble in the Jungle. When the fight was announced, it quickly became a global sensation.
I want to make one prediction. I'm not calling around. I predict that when I meet Joe Frazier, this will be like a good amateur fighting a real professional.
The Rumble in the Jungle wasn't just about boxing. It was a cultural event. Organized by organizer Don King, the fight was held in Kinshasa, Zaire, in collaboration with the country's leader, Mobutu Sese Seko. The location itself was groundbreaking, bringing the attention to Africa for a sporting event of this magnitude. Tickets for the fight sold out quickly, with over 60,000 people packing the Stade du 20 Mai to watch history.
And here comes the Ali people out of the dressing room, and all of the questions will be answered. This is an awesome power of George Foreman against the violent boxing skills of Muhammad Ali. Here comes Ali. You can see him there very calm if you saw the interview. There's no question on my mind, and I don't think anybody else's mind here at ringside, about the tremendous confidence of this tremendous athlete.
But the live crowd was just a fraction of the viewers. For the first time in history, a boxing match was broadcast worldwide via satellite, reaching over 1 billion viewers across 100 countries. It became the most watched sports event of its time, uniting people from all walks of life in a shared moment of anticipation.
He was trying to win a boxing match. I was trying to kill that guy.
The fight wasn't just about the heavyweight championship. It was a clash of styles, personalities, and storylines that captivated over 1 billion people worldwide. But before the historic fight happened, the build-up to the event was a dramatic tale of expectations, doubts, and overwhelming anticipation. By 1974, George Foreman had proven himself as an unbeatable force in boxing. At just 25 years old, Foreman was the reigning heavyweight champion.
In the second round, George Foreman is the heavyweight champion of the world.
Having a perfect 40-0 record with 37 knockouts. His power was legendary, and his ability to destroy even the toughest opponents made him the most feared fighter of his time. Foreman's rise to the top had been nothing short of frightening. He annihilated Joe Frazier, knocking him down 6 times in 2 rounds to win the heavyweight title. Frazier had been the first man to beat Ali, so Foreman's dominance over him seemed to send a clear message. Muhammad Ali didn't stand a chance. Foreman also crushed Ken Norton, another man who had given Ali trouble, in just 2 rounds. The boxing world had crowned Foreman the new king of the heavyweight division, and many thought his reign would be long and unchallenged.
He hit Ken Norton just like he do all his opponents, caught him early. Admit he is hard, but if the man can stay out of the way for 5 rounds, stick him, move, stay out of range, be in good shape, he'll retire George Foreman. This man depends on getting this man in the first 1 or 2 rounds. If he don't do that, he's frustrated. Stick him with left jabs and right crosses, tie him up and box him, and you will retire. I'm going this man is going to whoop George Foreman, and I'm going to whoop him of all places in Africa, in the Congo, where the Lumumba boys are.
On the other side was Muhammad Ali, the self-proclaimed greatest of all time. Ali was no stranger to adversity, but by 1974, the world had started to question him. At 32 years old, Ali was thought past his prime. He had already suffered 2 high-profile losses, one to Frazier and another to Norton, and many thought his days as a dominant fighter were behind him. When Foreman's camp stated that Ali would be his next opponent, the reaction from analysts and fans was mixed. Foreman's sheer power, youth, and recent wins made him the overwhelming favorite. Betting odds greatly favored Foreman, with many predicting a quick and brutal end to the fight. Even Ali's loyal supporters were worried about his safety, with some wondering if he could withstand Foreman's punishing blows. But Ali, ever the showman, embraced the part of the underdog. He went to Zaire weeks before the fight, immersing himself in the local culture and winning over the hearts of the people. Crowds gathered wherever he went, shouting, "Ali Boumaye," or "Ali, kill him." Ali's charisma and ability to connect with people made him a hero in Zaire, a stark contrast to Foreman, who stayed distant and stoic. As the fight grew closer, the hype hit fever pitch. Ali and Foreman couldn't have been more different in their methods to the build-up. Ali was loud, brash, and magnetic, taunting Foreman at every chance. He called Foreman a mummy.
Made the engine and the pistons and put it together. See, my brains will offset this mummy.
Mocking his slow, plodding fighting style. In interviews, Ali announced, "I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee." Foreman, by comparison, was quiet and intimidating. He didn't participate in Ali's mind games, instead choosing to focus on his training. Foreman arrived in Zaire with his German Shepherd, a move that backfired as it reminded locals of dogs used by colonial officials. This cultural misstep further alienated him from the Zairean people who united behind Ali. Experts were almost united in their predictions. George Foreman would demolish Muhammad Ali. Analysts pointed to Ali's slowing reactions and Foreman's superior punching power. Many thought that the fight wouldn't go beyond the third round, but Ali had his own thoughts. In private, he and his team worked on a plan that would come to define his genius, the rope-a-dope. Ali knew he couldn't trade hits with Foreman in the center of the ring, so he devised a plan to let Foreman exhaust himself, but few believed it could work. The night before the fight, Kinshasa was alive with excitement. Fans filled the streets shouting Ali's name. Across the world, bars, theaters, and homes were packed with people waiting to watch what many thought would be the end of Muhammad Ali. For Ali, the fight was about more than just reclaiming the heavyweight title. It was a chance to prove his doubters wrong and cement his reputation. For Foreman, it was meant to be a coronation, a final step in solidifying his dominance. At the time, George Foreman was the reigning heavyweight champion and thought nearly invincible due to his devastating punching power. He had destroyed Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, both of whom had beaten Ali. Foreman began the fight as a heavy favorite. Ali and his team knew that trading punches with Foreman in the center of the ring would be a losing fight. Foreman was younger, stronger, and known for his knockout power. To counter this, Ali created the rope-a-dope strategy, a plan to exploit Foreman's aggressiveness and lack of endurance. Ali started the fight with his trademark speed and agility, dancing around the ring and landing quick jabs. This forced Foreman to chase him, throwing hard punches. In a surprising move, Ali leaned back against the ropes, allowing Foreman to unload his powerful punches. This was the core of the rope-a-dope. Ali absorbed blows to his arms, shoulders, and body, using the ropes to reduce the force.
There's a vicious left hook to the body. Foreman setting him up against the rope. What a vicious fast formation by Ali. Foreman looks unusually slow with his hands. Look at this. All of a sudden he opens up, move across the ring. A right hand laid by Foreman this time. Another right hand. A good right hand by that blow. Vicious right hand now in round three. Ali showing his technique.
At the start of the fourth round, Foreman, known for his explosive starts, started throwing wild punches, aiming to finish Ali. However, Ali stayed calm. covering up and absorbing the punches strategically. The ropes helped Ali lessen the force of Foreman's punches by allowing him to sway with the blows, conserving energy. During these rounds, Ali taunted Foreman, saying things like, "Is that all you got, George?" This psychological warfare irritated Foreman and caused him to punch with even more recklessness.
And a good right hand taken to the side of the head. Ali's face is knocked hard. George Foreman gets in a pretty good left to the butt. Punch was hard to see on television, but he did score pretty good left to the side. There's a good right uppercut.
While defending, Ali occasionally fired quick, sharp counterpunches. These kept Foreman honest and caused damage without Ali expending much energy. The psychological and physical toll on Foreman began to show. Foreman was clearly fatigued, his punches slower and less effective. In the 8th round, Foreman, exhausted and frustrated, kept pressing forward. Sensing his opponent's vulnerability, Ali came off the ropes and unleashed a number of sharp combinations. A final right-hand punch sent Foreman staggering to the ground. He failed to beat the referee's count, and Ali was named the winner by knockout. Now, how did Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope work? Obviously because he's Muhammad Ali, but also because Foreman relied on beating his opponents with raw power. That gets you 37 KOs, but you won't make it past the greatest of all time.
You know what? If he could have continued with the trash talk if he hadn't hit me with that straight right hand. That did it.
Yeah. But
Then
George,
I'm
they
on the
say
canvas, the most embarrassing moment of my life.
they say that it was the rope-a-dope that did it, that he avoided you by the rope-a-dope and just tired you out, so that once he started to fight, you had nothing.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, I went out for the first and second round to just clean it out and get it over quick. I didn't have any idea that that fight was going to continue round after round after round. You know how those ladies walk around with the ring card? I was thinking, please don't come back in here.
The rope-a-dope neutralized his strengths by forcing him to waste energy on punches that didn't hit cleanly. That's what you get when you're up against Ali's exceptional endurance, mental toughness, and ability to absorb punishment. His confidence in the plan never wavered. Ali's taunts and tactical composure frustrated Foreman, leading him to deviate from his game plan, and while Foreman tired himself out, Ali stayed relatively fresh due to his energy-conserving strategy. If it was ever in doubt, the fight cemented Muhammad Ali's position as one of the greatest boxers of all time.